Okay, today we're going to make the K2 Sloppy Joes and pizza burgers in the end. I'm going to show you how to make those as well. So we're going to start out with 1 green pepper and 1 medium onion. These are going to be both cut into a small dice. I'm going to show you something cooler with the pepper as well. This is something I learned a long time ago. And what I do is I just basically slice the sides right off this thing, and I get what I want and throw away the rest. Absolutely no mess. So we'll set that over here for now. And the peppers, we're just going to basically do like a small dice on them. Cut them that way, and then cut them this way. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I say, just kind of like a small dice. Peppers all diced up nice going into the pan. Now, I'll show you another little trick. Onions, a little bit hard to work with sometimes. What I do is I take one end and cut a little piece off of it. Okay? Then the onion sits down nice and firm. Then I slice each end off. The onion's not going anywhere. It makes it a little easier to work with. Get rid of that. And then where I cut it on the bottom, I just peel it off. There we go. Being a little tough today. There we go. Set that on the side. And then again, I got a nice solid onion to work with there. It's not getting away from me. Again, we're going to cut this up maybe a little finer dice than the pepper. But you can see how nice I can work with that nice and safe and take the slices off. And then I want to just chop them this way a little bit. And then we cut them this way. And we got a nice fine dice. Perfect. Just like the restaurant. Onions all chopped up nice, going into the pan. Now, I like to put a little olive oil in the pan just to get it going and so it doesn't stick. Just a good splash, maybe a tablespoon or so. I also like to put a good heavy pinch of salt or two. Again, brings out the flavor, starts to sweat it out. And also I like seasoning as I go, just not at the end. So everything you cook, every time you cook, you start seasoning every layer. And I want to put a good pinch of black pepper in there as well. And then what I'm going to do is just get the fire going here, get these sauteed. I just want to, over like a medium heat, I just want to saute the vegetables. You don't want to overcook them, and you certainly don't want to brown or burn them. You just want to soften them up and, like I said, get them cooked, soften them up, and then we're going to take them out, drain them off the olive oil, and then we're going to set them on the side. We got the vegetables out of the pan. They're sauteed, they're nice and soft. And the reason I cook them separate is so I can control how long I cook them. I just don't want to cook them with the meat and they get too soft or they get brown or they get burned. So that's why I cook them separate. So, alright, we're going to continue here. Again, I start with a little olive oil in the pan just to keep it so it doesn't burn. Maybe like a tablespoon, a little bit more. I've got 4 pounds of good ground chuck, 80-20. Give a call out to my buddy down at Dottie Lou, Vince. Always hooks me up, always gives me real good stuff. Appreciate it, buddy. So let's get the fire going here. Get the pot warmed up. And I started on high just to get the party going. 4 pounds, 80-20 ground chuck into the party. I got pre-measured here 2 tablespoons of regular salt and 1 teaspoon of black pepper going into the meat. I want it seasoned up well. We got a lot of meat here, and I want it seasoned up good. It's a lot of salt, but we got 4 pounds of meat also. And it'll give it a lot of taste. And again, as we discussed earlier, we're going to be building the flavors as we go. We got the beef all browned up good. Now something very important. We drained off all the grease. That's got to go. It doesn't add any taste, And obviously, the more you get rid of, the better it's for you. So we, as I said, I want to make sure you know we got rid of all the grease off the beef. So now we're going to add the vegetables back into the pot. Boom. 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. 1 cup of light brown sugar, lightly packed. That also goes in. And we're going to add a whole bottle of ketchup to the original. Looks good already. I put just a little bit of water in the tomato cans and swished it around a little bit. I want all that liquid in the can in the pot, and then I also do the same thing with the ketchup too. Just a little bit of water just to finish it off, because again, I want every little bit of that in the pot. I got it over low heat, and then we're just going to gently simmer it for about 10-15 minutes. I just want to thicken up the sauce a little bit, and we're going to have some good eats here pretty quick. Now, if you like it a little bit hotter, if you want a little more heat, we've got the ketchup too hot now. It's very hot and spicy. Same basic recipe as the original, except we added a lot more heat. So if you want a little bit of hot, a little hotter I should say, put in just a couple dashes of the hot sauce, and that'll bring the heat up a little bit. We simmered it for about 10-15 minutes, thickened up the sauce a little bit, all the flavors come together, taste test it, absolutely delicious. Look at it, that's a good looking pot of Sloppy Joes right there, folks. The other thing I was going to tell you is this recipe could easily be cut in half. I mean, this is if you're having a party. They can easily be cut in half. There's a lot of Sloppy Joes here. The other good thing is it can go in a crock pot, and you can leave it sit all afternoon. It just gets better. The next day it's always better. You want to know something? For years we had the can, and it's good. But number 2 ingredient on the can, high fructose corn syrup. You go down a little bit further down the list, more corn syrup. Now we got the K2 Sloppy Joes. Good, simple ingredients, no corn syrup, and I think the taste is excellent. Another party favorite we made with these Sloppy Joes, we call it pizza burgers. I remember when we were in high school, we used to get these things, and they were delicious. And all they used to do, I don't know exactly what they did, but here's what I'm doing. I took just your basic hamburger buns, I toasted them a little bit so they won't get soggy. I put a nice portion of the Sloppy Joe that we just made, and I topped them with a good bit of Parmesan cheese. All I'm going to do is slide them under the broiler for a couple of minutes until the cheese is nice and crispy. Not really crispy, but just, you know, just melted, and the top is nice and cooked. It's only going to take a couple minutes. The kids love these things. It's perfect for if you're having like a birthday party, or you're having a lot of people over, or you want to make just something where you put out a lot of stuff quick. People can grab it, eat it while they're walking around. Hell, I love these things. A couple minutes under the broiler, you got pizza burgers. Just a different take on the Sloppy Joes. As I say, I toasted the buns a little bit so they didn't get soggy. And if you can use like a slotted spoon to get the Sloppy Joes, let a little bit of the liquid come out so it doesn't, you know, get the bun soggy. Like I said, the kids love these things. I mean, they're definitely a big hit at any party. You serve them out, people will want the recipe, guaranteed. All right, there's another K2 recipe, simple and delicious.